about in terms of on a global level. Racism means,
Hello,
hello,
ma'am.
good morning, Vishal. How are you?
Good morning, ma'am. I'm doing well, ma'am. Thanks for asking. What about you?
I'm fine as well. Thank you so much. I believe this is our first session together.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
let
We are
me
meeting
just
first time.
let me just introduce myself. My name is Piyali. I'm from Kolkata, and I have over 6.5 years of experience mentoring people, polishing their English speaking skills. I've mentored over 100 candidates successfully. So that's a little bit about
Yes,
me. Tell me a bit about yourself. Where are you from?
ma'am. I'm from Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
My name is Vishal Sen. I'm from Madhya Pradesh, and I have been working in police department since 2014. That's
Oh,
all about
wow.
me.
That's wonderful. So tell me, Vishal, what would you like to talk about today?
Ma'am, as you wish, you can ask me anything so that I
Well,
can speak more and more.
the
And
right. So the topic for today is actually global issues. Okay.
yes, ma'am. Global issues.
Right. So what do you think is the biggest global issue? There are many actually, but if you had to just choose one, what would that be?
Yes, ma'am. I think biggest global issue, ma'am, according to my two, first one is poverty and second one is social discrimination. I think both
Hmm.
are very important global issue.
Okay. So why do you think this situation is happening, or what is the effect of this issue in your life or in our country?
Yes, ma'am, because poverty is a very very dangerous thing. Uh,
Hmm.
we like everyone knows that India is an agriculture country, and
Hmm.
in spite of our lots of people are living in below poverty.
Right.
So this is not good for our country, ma'am, because we
Hmm.
grown lots of grains like rice, wheats, but in
Hmm.
spite of people are living in poverty, we export lot of grain in out of country.
Hmm.
But in spite of we are facing this problem, man. Just
Right.
because of ma'am, like lack of education,
Hmm.
this is the most important thing. Because if we are not educated, and so we are not able to do better for us.
Right.
So
So
this is the main reason.
how is this affecting the society at large? Poverty and both
I think
social discrimination. How is this having an impact on society?
yes, ma'am. When you talk about ma'am, social discrimination, so I think we usually face this as a problem. Like we usually listen in news and we read newspaper
Hmm.
one person has been killed for racism.
Hmm.
Now, this is the right pronunciation. This word racism or not?
Sorry?
This is the right pronunciation for word racism.
Racism. Yes.
Racism.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It is, yes, social discrimination based on not just racism, it's on the race, it's also on the basis of caste. In India, caste system is, I think, far more discriminating in society. Racism you can talk about in terms of on a global level. Racism means it is generalizing people on the basis of their color, basically the color that we
Okay.
the
Okay.
skin color. So racism is applicable when we talk about the issue on a global platform, like what Indians or countries where dark skinned people live, how they face or what they face when they move to a Western country. That is racism. Okay, racism is far
Okay.
more in the Western country. When you talk about the Indian situation, I think, yes, of course, we do have racism, but that is comparatively much less. Caste discrimination is far more, economic discrimination is far more. Okay, as you were talking about poverty, that is also kind of correlated. You can talk about the same when it comes to social discrimination also, because the society segregates people on the basis of the wealth that they have. So there's
Yes,
a
ma'am. Yes.
clear distinction between the rich and the poor. So that we can talk about in terms of social discrimination. And the one that you were talking about, in that case, here you can talk about caste racism, caste discrimination, or subcaste, like particularly in certain states of our country, we do have this caste system very strongly, particularly in rural
Yes, ma'am.
areas. If not in the urban areas,
Yes,
rural
ma'am. Yes.
areas do segregate it to a large extent.
Yes, ma'am. Rural area is in facing this type of problem more and more because
Right.
ma'am, we usually think like uh,
Hmm?
the caste of the lower caste person, like they when they go to uh, any wedding ceremony and
Hmm.
they taken out like procession. So ma'am, the high caste of the people told them you
Hmm.
should not do this type of things, otherwise you will be punished. I think you
Right.
heard about
Right.
the news and
Yes. It's very common. Higher caste domination, then segregation of people on the basis of their based completely on their caste. All that really has a lot of issues.
yes, ma'am. They usually tell them you should not go in front of
Sir,
this.
yeah, you were talking about the caste discrimination. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. So, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So I
So.
was saying that
Hmm.
we usually listen and read this type of news like the lower caste people. You should not go in front of this temple and please remove your slipper and you can't enter this temple. We usually think
Hmm. Hmm.
and listen, ma'am, this type of things.
Yes, particularly in
This is very
rural
dangerous
areas, this
thing.
is very common. Not just temple, entering a social area like that, that is still, of course, it's discrimination, but it is not hampering a person's life. But there are some incidents that I read in the news that um, the people of the lower caste, they can't take water from a particular well because
Yes,
of
ma'am.
this caste discrimination. So that is inhuman. People are dying out of water scarcity, and then they have designated wells for the rich, for the higher class, for the lower class. It makes no sense. So these kind of things are actually it is inhuman. Actually, it's not just about insulting someone or just making them feel low, but this is ill treating them. You don't even I mean, it's inhuman to not let a person take water. So these kind of issues are still there in our
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
country. I guess it is the same in some other countries also, but Indian caste system is really strong, so that thing is also very common. Also, have you heard about these honor killing that also happens due to caste system?
Yes, ma'am. Honor killing.
Yeah, even
Yes, ma'am.
that is another reason of this caste discrimination, that people from the higher caste cannot marry somebody from the lower caste, or intercaste marriages are not accepted. So these kind of things are very common.
Yes,
So
ma'am. Yes. You are absolutely
how
correct.
how do you think all this can be this situation can be improved?
We should we should the government should take a good step for this. And
Hmm.
the law is the new law is, I think the new law make for this. If someone do this type of if someone does this type of thing, so he will be punished extremely punishment, so that the people
Hmm.
will think that this we should not do this type of things.
Right. See, the law
And
basically does not allow the caste system. The law does not, it has abolished the caste system long time back, but still this thing is there because, as you said, yes, there is no corrective measure. If somebody is reported for this kind of crime, no proper action is taken.
yes, ma'am, yes. The
Okay.
action is
Yeah.
taken for if someone comes in police station and anywhere. So the extremely action should be taken against them.
Hmm. So do you think media can do help in this matter? Social media, or just um, maybe spreading some awareness on the issue. Will that help?
Yes, ma'am. Media can also help them.
Mm-hmm.
Because nowadays we are living in internet era, so we can
Yes.
upload this type of video in social media, and we can
Hmm.
help, and media can help them.
Right. So, about poverty. This is about social discrimination. Fine, we can still maybe spread some awareness about it. And education, as you said, is the key to all of this. If
Ma'am,
more
sorry,
and more,
can you repeat, ma'am?
yeah, I was saying that education is the most important thing to overcome this issue. I think spreading awareness, making the people knowledgeable about the basic human rights, the basics of humanity. Actually, I think that maybe that can help. What about poverty? How do you think poverty issue can be resolved?
Like we can give good education for those people, so they can
Mm-hmm.
enhance their knowledge, and they can
Hmm.
improve their, hello,
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
so they can improve their in his life. Because ma'am, without education, they only think how can I survive. They think only, ma'am,
Correct.
for vegetables, and how can I fulfill my life? How can I fill my stomach? So they think only
Mm-hmm.
for today. They don't think for the future. So the person is educated, so they think in future, about future, and they work on very well manner so that they can earn money. So I think education is, ma'am,
Correct.
most important thing.
Mhm. So, where exactly are you posted? Like in Madhya Pradesh?
Ma'am, I'm posted in Ratlam district.
Okay. So, do you see these
Have
kind of issues in that area related
No,
to,
yes, ma'am.
caste
In
or any kind,
in our
anything?
district, some rural areas, so we usually listen this type of incident, but
Mm-hmm.
not in our police station. But there is 4 to 5 police station in rural area. So
Mm-hmm.
they
So,
there,
what is the action taken against such cases?
then the legal action is taken against them. I don't know what was the section, but
Mm-hmm.
yes, ma'am. If we listen and if we face this type of problem, caste and rural caste and higher caste, so we will FIR, and extremely action will be taken, ma'am.
Okay. So then that's good. That's a good thing that the law allows you to take some action against it. What about the education system in that area? Like it is the rural
Education
area,
system
so
is
how
very
is
edu- education system is very less, ma'am. So this is the only reason. Because,
mm-hmm.
ma'am, the person is very good. They
Hmm.
while talking you feel that he is insulting you, but he is not insulting you. They have good respect in, but
It is just that
they,
this is what.
they don't know how to communicate people. Suppose I am
Mm-hmm.
talking to him, so he told me like very arrogant manner. We feel like he is talking very arrogant manner, but
Mm-hmm.
he is not talking according to do very arrogant manner. He is very polite person according to him. So I feel this type of problem.
Okay. So
Yes,
these
ma'am.
are burning issues actually. These have to be taken care of as soon as possible. Okay. So, see, in terms of evaluating of your speaking, you have very good ideas. You can really express your ideas well into sentences. Vocalizing your thoughts is something that is very, very essential. So, I think you're doing that pretty well. You're also trying to use some good vocabulary related to the topic. That is good. Like just simply using some good words when you speak, it really goes a long way. You can go through the session notes later on. You'll see lots of vocabulary related to the topic. There are lots of it. You can go through them. They are good words. If you don't know the meaning, the meanings are also given. So it'll just give you more idea on the different kinds of words that you can use for this topic. Okay. Apart from that, in
Okay.
terms of your narration, I would say what you need to work upon would be your fluency, because you are unnecessary taking some pauses in between. There are some gaps in communication, so you need to work on that for fluency. And minute grammatical mistakes are there, but as I said, it's not really hampering your communication. Like just now you said, if we listen to such news, if we hear such news, not listen. Okay. Or you can say when we listen to such news, it's okay. But if we hear such news, or when you spoke about India being an agricultural country, you said we grown lots of grains. We grow lots of grains. Okay,
We
not
grow.
grown. Okay, or we grow lots of grains, or you can say lots of grains are grown in over here. Okay, then it's okay. So it's just a minute grammatical mistake. So on and overall, I would say pretty good communication. You can speak pretty well. You have good knowledge on the topics, you can express that out pretty well. What you need to work on would be pronunciation and fluency. Okay, for fluency, of course, speaking on a daily basis can help. For working on pronunciation, I would say you can listen to more of English content. Okay, whenever you're listening to anything in English, let's say you're listening to the news or you're listening to any podcast online, just listen to maybe one or two sentences, put it on pause, and repeat that yourself. Repeat the sentences as you hear. You can do the same with simple words also. Like you have a mother tongue influence, so that will take a little long to go. So to work on that only, you can do one thing. You can take simple words, ask Google to pronounce the word for you. Use your headphone or earphone while you're hearing the word. Once you hear it, put it on pause and repeat that word yourself 10 times. Okay. Let's say I want to say business. So I hear the word, how they are pronouncing, and then repeat it yourself. Business, business, just the way you heard it. It will take time, but gradually you will see the next time you are trying to use that word, you're trying to pronounce it in the correct manner. This these small activities can really help you overcome the pronunciation issue. And fluency, well, it comes with practice. One thing you can do is before you start speaking, just take a little pause, few seconds, think in your mind what you want to say, and then start. How should the sentence be, in which tense, what should I say? Just do a little bit of planning mentally and then start. Then you will see you are not taking the unnecessary gaps in between. The gap is right in the beginning. After that, it's all fluent. Okay. So these are just certain things that you can work upon. Other than that, as I said, you're a good speaker. Okay. Just polish off these skills and you'll be wonderful. All right.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So it was great talking to you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, ma'am.